On December 3, 1984, thousands of people in Bhopal were gassed to death after a deadly chemical leak at a Union Carbide pesticide plant. More than 150,000 people were displaced, of whom 22,000 have since died of their injuries.
The affected people demanded the Union Carbide and Dow Chemical Company, that were the owners, to clean up the site and to provide compensation for those who have been injured or died because of the gas.
People also demanded the factory to fund medical care, health monitoring, and necessary research studies. Though about 2 decades have passed, but the government has failed to punish the management of the company and dispense the compensation to all those who were affected.
When Olympics were held in London in 2012, Dow, the company responsible for the Bhopal gas tragedy, was a sponsor. Many people protested against that also. We do have better laws today, but we must have proper inspecting mechanisms for such industries also, so that such accidents never happen.
Many environmental movements have taken place around the world as well as India. In India, the most famous environmental movement was that of the Chipko movement that started in the 1970s against tree cutting. Narmada Bachao Andolan is the most powerful mass movement started in 1985 in Gujarat and nearby areas against the construction of huge dam on the Narmada river. Narmada is the India's largest west-flowing river, which supports a large number of tribal and rural people. The Sardar Sarovar Dam displaced more than thousands of people. The big fight was over the resettlement or the rehabilitation of these people.
They demanded compensation for the families who were displaced. Indian government had taken millions of dollars of loan by the World Bank.
The affected people staged their anger and concern by means of hunger strikes, non-violent protests, and garnering support from film and art personalities. Narmada Bachao Andolan was spearheaded by leaders like Medha Patkar and Baba Amte. The NBA was also criticized by blocking much-needed development in drought-hit areas. The central government claimed that for every person displaced by the project, 100 more will benefit from power generation and irrigation.
Well, though the movement failed to stop the building of the Sardar Sarovar Dam, it succeeded in forcing everyone to think about getting the priorities right, environment and welfare of the poor over the development or vice versa.
Many movements have been organized against the unfair treatment of the womankind and gender bias across the globe. In 1992, the women of Duba Gunta village in Nellore protested against the liquor shops because of the harassment that they had to bear because of their drunken husbands that consumed local liquor known as arak. Many men had died or fallen sick because of drinking this type of alcohol. The women held the liquor shops responsible for all this and started picketing the shops, broke the bottles, and did everything to put an end to the sale of liquor there.
These women belonged to the poorest of poor section of the society, but had the courage in them to stand up against some of the most powerful and influential alcohol manufacturers. But they did not fear for their lives and in end got what they wanted.